Hello and welcome to another riveting edition of what in the hell is happening astrologically in our world and collectively right now. Because if you have been on the same roller coaster ride as me over the past several weeks, it has been exactly that, just this absolute whirlwind roller coaster ride of emotions, of relational things coming to the surface, of big life decisions and choices coming to the surface. It has been a time since that Scorpio full moon. So I am sending you all so much love because I know for what I've been interfacing with and what I've been seeing out there collectively, it's just been like the most topsy turvy time. Welcome, Doris. Is seriously, yes, like it's just been a whirlwind. So I'm going to talk a little bit, as I always do, about the current energies. Then we'll go into setting some intentions. I will do an energy clearing. Then we'll go into a guided visualization, meditation, activation. And then finally, I'll pull some cards for the collective. That is the flow of each of my moon ceremonies. And as always, I do these in the way that I do so that anyone can participate anytime, anywhere. The replays are always available, they're freely there, and people don't have to out themselves. You don't have to participate in chat. You don't have to show up on camera, and you can do whatever you need to do on your side to have the experience that you need to have. So that's a little bit about the ceremonies, and just in case this is your first time joining me here. And as always, if you do want to participate in the chat, I am always watching the chats during the live, so feel free to drop a comment and say hi, and let me know what's coming up for you. Oh my gosh, like seriously, it has been a whirlwind. So the big snapshot view of what's happening, tonight represents this new moon in Gemini, and it is this cosmic reset button. When I sat down with my journal today, and by the way, if you want, I highly recommend you grab a journal to jot down any notes or intentions throughout this experience. As I sat down with my journal this morning, it said something to the effect of like, this moon is yes, the wild card of radical change. This is my moon journal. And that it can appear sudden and intense. Yes. So it is a lot of big energy. It's inviting us to really look at our path, potentially pivot or change our path. And so it's bringing with it all of this big intensity. And Gemini season is my season. My birthday's coming up. I love Gemini energy, but again, holy mother of pearl, like it's really intense this year. So hang in there. Here's some things to kind of be thinking about or be aware of is coming up right now. So Mercury is is essentially supporting this new moon, and it's supercharging how we look at communication and how we think about thinking. So we're really being invited to consider our communication and how we're showing up in our communication. We're being really pushed to communicate and to say what we need to say. And I am not going to attempt to use all the conjuncts and angles and stuff. There are astrologers out there that, I look to for these things. But the general energies, Uranus is really creating these lightning bolt moments throughout this time period. And Pluto is calling in the deep emotional transformation. And Saturn is like, you need to actually take action on these things and ground them in reality. And there's an element of dream awareness or psychic sensitivity that's coming up right now. I've had a couple interesting conversations about right now dreams being more poignant or more active or more activating, that there's really information coming through in our dream space that is worth looking at right now. So new moon in Gemini. What's new for you? What are you inviting in, calling in? What communication things need to shift for you? That's what I'd really be sitting with right now. So I'm going to pop some intention setting starter statements in the chat. And if you would like to journal your own intention, you are more than welcome to. But I invite you to really sit with something like, in the coming weeks, I'm choosing, I'm allowing, I lovingly let go of. And some themes to think about here are, what intentions do you have around communication, around sort of your mental landscape? What intentions do you have about writing projects or communication projects, podcasts, things that have to do with communication in like a creative way? What what relational healing can you have tough dialogues through, but ultimately like move into more understanding? There's a lot of that happening right now. And with that, this level of integration work. So, what intentions do you have around your communication, your relationships? Those would all be things that are relevant right now. So, I am also going to jot my journal notes for my intention. So, take some moments here with me to consider, what are you intending for the next few weeks as we move towards the full moon in Sagittarius, here at this new moon in Gemini? What's here for you? As always, you're welcome to share in the chat if you want, but you don't have to. So, again, just really being with what themes are here for you, especially around communication, relationships, change. Oh my gosh, change. Again, this particular moon is really, really ripe with change energy. This being called to change something in our career, change something in our community, in our relationships, change the way we're approaching a problem, change the way we're looking at a project, start something new. There is a big energy here about starting something new. So if you are a creator and you've been sitting on the edge of a new project, now might be the time. So as you finish jotting down your intentions, I'm going to go ahead and get some smoke going over here to do a clearing. As we sit with our intentions, we begin to notice those nagging thoughts and feelings that might challenge our intentions, might make it seem like we can't do it, we're not good enough, any of those like negative, limiting self beliefs. So, my intention was to communicate clearly and compassionately all that I need to say to be aligned. I feel like that's very on point for what's here. Whatever's coming up for you around communication, around relationships, around boldly stepping into new projects, communicating what you need to say, stepping into your purpose, facing fears, all of these things. Just gently relaxing around them, gently easing in, opening up, letting go of any stuck, sticky, or stagnant energy that you notice blocking you or attempting to limit you from accessing this next higher level, this next chapter of self alignment, of better boundaries, of more compassionate communication. Just noticing in yourself any areas that you might have misaligned energy, outdated beliefs arising to just etch away at the back of your mind, create self doubt, releasing any self doubt, any fear around communication, releasing Any stuck, sticky, or stagnant energy. Just breathing in here and releasing any fear of change. One of the things we fear the most as humans is that uncertainty of what's to come. We want to have control over what comes next. And we want to exist in sort of all or nothing, this or that, either or thinking that doesn't allow for complexity and nuance and bigger pictures. So maybe releasing here any thinking that separates you from love, any thinking that separates you from the highest good for yourself. Releasing any thinking that puts you in a space of fear around saying what you need to say, but also releasing any blocks from compassion, from being able to show up in that highest heart integrity. Releasing, releasing, releasing. And I just invite you here to be with the body a bit and notice if you have any areas of tension, maybe rolling the shoulders or wiggling the torso or the abdomen. Noticing if there's stuck energy in the limbs, maybe just shaking out a little bit here. Or even sweeping the energy field, just letting go of energy that doesn't serve you, of emotions that are routed in limiting beliefs, not reality or not that unconditional love that's accessible to us. So we're going to go in now, but as I always like to say, this guided visualization or meditation can be received however you want. You can have your eyes opened or closed. You can move. You can shake. You can literally do whatever you need to do to take care of your body. You can journal. You can draw. You do not have to stay inward or down in a meditative state in order to receive this. People always receive what they need to. So we're simply going to start as we transition into a more open and meditative state to just allow the shoulders to relax as much as they can. Allow the jaw to soften, releasing any tension here in the physical body that you're able to release right here, right now. And noticing the breath, following the flow in and out as you breathe into being here in this present moment. Gemini is an air sign. It's very much associated with the mental body. So maybe you even notice that the thoughts are active right now. And you can take a moment to observe the thoughts. Notice what you're noticing, being with whatever's here, noticing what it's like to think. And then we'll intentionally drop down out of the thinking mind, noticing what the thoughts do as we follow them down into the heart space, observing with curiosity as we drop into the heart space. And I invite you to consider an unconditional loving moment that you experienced recently, whether in nature or with a loved one, with an animal companion. And if no unconditionally loving moment comes up, you can always imagine yourself in a sea of your favorite baby animal. Just allowing a soft and gentle sense of love to arise here, opening a space in your heart, a portal in the heart And as you breathe and be here, this portal begins to open, and you look out into a windy or stormy day. And knowing that you are perfectly safe, you can step through into this windy or stormy day, just noticing the quality of the weather and how it impacts the scene around you. You might see, notice, or sense these details as you step through the portal. Noticing the time of day, the type of scenery. Are you in an open field? Are you in a forest? Are you by the water? Are you in or near a home or a building? Just noticing these initial details as they begin to fill in. And then tuning in and inviting any angels, ancestors, guardians, or guides who wish to be here with you to arrive, to land at your side and be with you now. And if no other guides arrive, or you want to invite a guide in, Ladybug is here for you now. Just noticing your support systems, whether Ladybug or additional guides, and taking a moment to connect with each of the energies or entities present here, mentally connecting, emotionally connecting, and perhaps even physically connecting, feeling your spirit connected to theirs. Or if a guide wants to make physical contact, just being aware of what's here for you, how you feel called to interact with your guides, and how they feel called to interact with you. And then once again, tuning into this storm or wind, noticing these weather conditions, how they stir the atmosphere, the air swirling. What thoughts have you been swirling in lately? What decisions have you been struggling to make? What heartfelt desires or needs have you been struggling to share? What do you need to communicate? Just allowing these answers to surface almost as if they are clouds blowing in. Just seeing the themes as they arise, no need to become attached to any given thing, just noticing what's here for you with curiosity. Perhaps these things blow through like leaves. Just noticing what's blowing through the mind, blowing through the thinking, the sensing layers here and now. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid is coming next? And how do you communicate around that? How can you help your fears from coming true by communicating? What can you share? Breathing, allowing the air to flow through you, feeling your connection to the element of air, feeling the ebb and flow of the breath, the ebb and flow of the breeze or of the storm, of this weather system changing each and every moment. Take a moment to connect back in with your guides and ask their support in manifesting here and now a connection to your future self. You and your guide working together to call in a vision of you on the other side of this portal, of this time of change, of this time of stepping into your voice, your values, your boundaries, of communicating with your community, of communicating with your higher self or your true self, your soul, communicating with your guides. The you that has come to the end of this swirling journey, who has overcome this chapter of trial and error, who has really been through the mess and found the way to the other side boldly, bravely, with boundaries and communication. That is the you that we're calling in. And so, as you and your guides focus on this energy, calling in this future empowered you that has seen this journey through, this time period through, begin to see or sense that twin, that future twin, condensing in the air through the swirling storm or the wind, gathering before you, taking form, this future you, fully embodied and empowered. Taking a few moments to let this twin take shape, noticing at first what might be different about this future you's appearance. How are they dressed? Are they carrying themselves a certain way? Can you tell something's different in their emotional state or their energetic state? Do they look more vibrant in some way, healthier? Just noticing what's here as you come together with this other you, this future you, the you of the now, and the guide that's here that holds the threads together for you, that can help you see past, present, and future together. You might see you and your twin holding hands. You might see the guide joining in, but connecting in some way here to this thread into the future, this you who is so emboldened, empowered by the choices that you are making right here, right now, the realizations you're having right here, right now, the self actualization and realization that's coming through right now. This future you is only here because of the efforts you are putting in right now, the way that you are showing up right now. So take some moments here and listen. Listen in the silence for any messages from this future self or from your guides about how you got there. How did you get to that empowered state? How did you see yourself through this situation? What help did you ask for? Listen to messages of how you got to this empowered future and listen for what arises. If the mind wanders, breathing and calling back in, how did I get into this future? What actions did you take over and over again? What boundaries did you stand firm in? Who is this person you're becoming? Breathing in each realization, whether they're coming in waves or sparing. There is no right or wrong. Know that you are still activating, tuning into these energies, opening up the possibility for better boundaries, better communication, more unity, fun and play and joy in self expression, in taking care of ourselves, in nurturing the light and the shadow. Breathing and just taking in any final messages that are here for you. And just noticing if the winds or the storm have calmed at all, if they're the same, just noticing what's here. Giving gratitude to your guides, to ladybug energy, gratitude to yourself for showing up to do the work, and to this future you who's showing you what's possible. Really take a final moment here to look at that future you. See how far they've come. You know right here, right now, how many things you've survived to get here to where you are. You probably feel like you're in the midst of surviving a lot more things right now. And you'll survive so much more to come. But where can you be emboldened, empowered, awakened to this next level of selfhood, of standing in who you really are and who you're here to be? See that future self, take a snapshot and see what's possible for you if you stay the course, if you stay persistent, if you allow yourself the becoming of who you are here to be next. You're already doing it now. And feel the gratitude from your future self for being here right now, stepping onto this timeline where you will boldly embrace your boundaries, your desires, your needs, your dreams, your goals, your values, your mission and purpose. And then releasing this, releasing the guides, releasing this future self, orienting back fully here and now by gently stepping back through the portal of the heart, emerging fully in the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. And if they're not already, gently opening the eyes and taking some time to look around. So I'm going to start pulling cards for the collective here in a moment. But I encourage you to jot down any notes. Of course, again, you can share in the chat. You can share it in a DM or an email. You are always welcome to share what feels aligned to share. I'm going to be pulling from the Divine Masters Oracle by Kyle Graydonite. When I was like, who wants to help? The Divine Masters were like, all right, we got you, because it's been a doozy lately and we need extra support. And whether you believe in gods and goddesses or not, these are archetypal energies that any of us can work with. And if you do believe in ascended masters or guides, these are entities that you can work with. But ultimately, these messages that are coming through tonight are here to, let me check this. Okay. They're here to support us in stepping into this next level collectively. Again, we're really in a time of, okay, I guess you really did want to come out. Um, we're in this huge time of collective reckoning. It's not good. Like, we've been in this gauntlet for a while now, but it does continue to get increasingly worse in so many ways out in the collective. And at the same time, there is more collective hope that's bridging in. Oh, wow. Our our Hindu and um just India-based energies are here for us big time. This is fun. So, the question is, who is here to help us collectively at this time? What energies and entities are here to support, or what archetypal energies are here to support? What can we tune into to get through this like hell gauntlet we're in, where communication feels so challenging right now? There's so much fighting, there's so much violence, there's so much war, and it's swirling around inside of us, interpersonally, and it's happening out in the collective between cultures and countries, and it's just not great. So what's going on here? First, we've got Shiva. Shiva was the card that got stuck to another card, and I'm like, okay, I know this one card is for me, and then I reshuffled and Shiva came back out again. So Shiva really wanted to be here. uh Karma release, end of a cycle. Debts are paid. Choose your destiny. This is like the big choice energy. It's really this like, here's the moment where you are confronting, right, with karma release. What I really, really get from that is all of us are being confronted with the past weight of our choices up to this moment, whether we're quote unquote accruing karma or not. We are all accruing human relational debts and whatever you want to call them with one another as we're relating, that we can attempt to repair, and we can attempt to keep reciprocal and keep equal exchange happening. And that's the, debts being paid energy here. But the karma release, again, whether it's karma or not, is this interpersonal clearing where we're having the opportunity to communicate and thus release outdated ways of thinking and invite in new ones. So the choose your destiny piece of Shiva here, around the themes of communication and relationships and all of this Gemini energy, what's really coming in for me is like, choose the boundaries and the relational styles and the communication methods that work for you, and continue to find the destiny, the life where you can be embodied in those things. And if it's messy to get there, that's okay. What's important is that you're ending the cycle of lack of communication. You're ending the cycle of lack of boundaries, and you're stepping into authentic alignment through reciprocity, and you're stepping into more um, deep and genuine alignment in the connections that you're having. So Rama and Sita came up here, and this is holy union, and it can have to do with connections and romantic opportunities. But the way that I'm reading it here with Gemini is, of course, this is like twin energy in a way. The masculine and feminine, the doing and being, right? I'll get spun up about the masculine, feminine, and wanting to make sure that we're not getting locked into gender there, but that it is yin and yang. It's doing, being, it's shadow, light. It's the union that is possible for us now in how we really connect inward, and how our relationship with self then reflects into relationship with others. That's what's coming up for me here. And that, I mean, it makes sense to me in the scheme of Gemini energy as well. And then finally, we have Lakshmi and Ganesh. Like, literally, I love that we have all of these guides, these ascended masters from the same cultural backgrounds here. It's very interesting. I wonder what that is saying about the collective vibration of the stories, the myths, the legends, the texts, the uh, just all of those pieces of literature and ideas. Like, what is that symbolically here for us to learn right now? I'm very curious to look into that. But Lakshmi and Ganesh are about prosperity, and it doesn't feel necessarily prosperous right now for most of us. I Again, I just love to give a reality dose. Like, pretty much everyone I know, myself included, is in a tighter financial spot than they have remembered being in memorable history. Um, and so it's funny to have this prosperity vibration coming up. Now, this is something, there's felt like there's been a stopgate on many people's prosperity vibrations recently. And I'm hoping that this is a message that is going to break through and that we're right on the cusp of something. But what I do know is it has to do with the obstacles around our communication. Ganesh, or Ganesha in particular, is a clearer of obstacles, and him showing up really just reminds me that we have to clear out those obstacles, and that's going to look like having the tough conversations. It's going to look like showing up in imperfect and messy situations and continuing to move on. It's going to take hard work and elbow grease in some cases to move through this. So ultimately, we're attracting this health, wealth, abundance, happiness, all of these things that are indicated here, but it is going to take a little more oomph than maybe we were hoping it would have to take. So, this energy is definitely like not necessarily our most happy, friendly, joyous, frou-frou. I mean, I'm hoping with the Sagittarius full moon we're going to have a lot more of that freedom feeling, but it is tough right now, and we're going to have to face that fact that it is really swirly right now. It is really tough right now. Many of us are in challenging places, and we're in it together, right? Find your community, find who you can communicate with, find who respects your boundaries and who you can clearly articulate your boundaries with, and who you can be messy with, but come out on the other side with. That's what we're being called into right now. So, as always, I want to remind you that you can get on the list so that you are always alerted when these moon ceremonies are. To do that, you can go to livinglunas.com/moon. And again, these ceremonies are live twice a month unless we have a blue moon, in which case 3 times a month, but every new moon and full moon, to connect with these energies in the live moment and be in the swirl together, be in the joy together, be in the play together, all of these things, because it is just so important. So if you want a couple more details, please feel free to stick around, because I'd love to share with you some events coming up and some opportunities. Otherwise, thank you as always for joining with me. And if you have the means and desire to do so, you are welcome to donate at livinglunas.com/donate. But again, I just wanted to share a couple things coming up because I have not been live lately. And yeah, there's just a lot going on. So I wanted to give some updates. So for those of you who want to tune in and listen to that, thank you. And for those of you who feel complete, I hope that you got something out of this ceremony. So again, it's been a swirly whirly time, and we are in it together, but we need more opportunities to anchor in and be together and just do what we need to do. So I want to make sure that you know about the upcoming opportunities to either be in a workshop with me, to hear me speak, to be involved in amazing community things. So the next amazing thing coming up is my friend Dory, Divine Uprising, the Garden Within, a Mental Health Summit. That is on Friday, May 30th from 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a free event, and you can easily sign up for that and register at the website. So I will make sure that you have access to that link. It's divineuprising.love/garden within. And that is, again, it's all day speakers. It's completely for free. And if you sign up, Dory will be sending out all of the replays of people's speeches. My talk, which is going to include some meditation time, is going to be called Learning to Grow Thriving Beyond Boxes. And that's going to be around 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. So would love for you to join that. And then my next event is a paid live workshop. So it is $22. It's called the Force Within Workshop. It's on a Monday, June 2nd from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This is an experiential workshop, meaning that it is hands-on. You will be going through, you'll be doing your own journaling active with me in Zoom, and going through that whole experience. And that is at livinglunas.com/FWW for Force Within Workshop. And you can get all the details and register there. Again, that is not going to have any replay because it's in my live events. I really like to keep the container succinct, like what energies are coming in and out. I don't like to record the shares, so it won't be formally recorded in that way. So it is a event for you live. And then finally, the next workshop I'm going to be teaching is called Beyond the Binary: Lessons from Queer Resilience during Pride Month. This is going to be inside the Passionistas community. So you have to actually sign up for a Passionista Circle membership. The Passionista Sisterhood is for women and gender nonconforming sisters. People who align with being sisters are welcome in that community. So if that is something that you're interested in, I'm going to recommend that you reach out to me for that so I can get you all the sign up details. But that is on June 5th. If you're on the newsletter, you'll get details about that as well. But you can sign up and get in there for that workshop. So if you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Again, I'm here for you. If you ever need anything else, you can always schedule 15 minutes with me to explore how we can work together. But there's lots of cool things coming up, and again, just lots of change. Oh, I should mention my next novel is going to be launching either in June or July, and there is a fundraiser going on for that right now. You can find the fundraiser on the Living Lunas blog. You can find it in the newsletter. You can find it on my Substack. You can find it on my Facebook page. You can find it pretty much anywhere you can find me. So if you need details on the fundraiser, basically people can pre-order their copies of the book right now to help me raise funds for the cover. So if you need to find it, just let me know, but I'll make sure there's details about that down below as well. So happy new moon, friends. Happy Gemini season. Hang in there. Know that I love you so darn much. Thanks for staying tuned and continuing to listen and be here, and, keep following the call to work on and within yourself and within community. It means a lot that you're a part of my community. So until next time, until this Sagittarius full moon that we're rolling up on, which after all these tough communications is going to be about freedom and like finding the way. So hallelujah, I think. I hope it means that we're stepping into that future version of ourselves. But wherever we are, I will meet you there. I love you. I see you. I believe in you. And I'm cheering you on.